Brewery. Hey everyone, welcome to Hoppy Hour. We got the gang joining us from our basements in quarantine, trying to have a little fun with beer. Every week we're trying to bring you just a little bit of information about what's out there in the sea of craft beer. Today our focus is on Avondale Brewery, a brewery not too old but not too young, a great entertainment venue, and they've just relaunched a bunch of brands, sort of giving this new 2.0 look. And we wanted to dive into two of these brands just to give you an idea of what we at AlaBev, which is a local distributor, think about these brands, just, in relation to what maybe Joe Sixpack would like. So you'll have to excuse us. We have already started. This is take 472, but I think this is the winner. You've met everybody. So, Chris, if you'll introduce us to the beers, we will get rolling.
Sweet. So I think what we want to start out with first tonight is AOK IPA. This is a tropical IPA. I actually haven't opened mine. I think a couple of folks have, but I'm
almost empty. So
almost on my second one.
I'll back up. It's not my first.
I was actually drinking another. Yeah. So AOK. That's what we're gonna go with right here off the bat. It's a tropical IPA, super fruity. I don't know about you guys. I want to try it though. The can is awesome. It's a nice little. I don't know if you can tell with my bad lighting here. But nice little. I guess you'd call it teal. Is that what y'all call that?
Wow.
Like a mint.
Yeah,
mint. Yeah, that's perfect. Mint.
Foam green, maybe.
Dude, that beer is not minty at all though. That is unbelievable.
No, it's delicious and cute. Yeah.
Tropical. What do I taste in there? A little pineapple.
Yeah, and it's not a big bitter IPA either. We've talked a little bit about how sessionable this is, even though it's not a session and the ABV is higher than you would want in a session, but it is in the sweet spot as far as IPAs go. So it goes down nice and smooth. It's especially going to be nice as it gets hotter.
What is the ABV?
What do we got?
6.8.
6.8.
I want to say.
All right.
Yeah, it's 6.8. I mean, and that is, I can drink the heck out of that at 6.8.
Yeah, very well balanced. They hide it very well, and it's.
I think I already drank the heck out of it, so.
If I remember correctly.
If I think, yeah.
Well, I was going to ask, tropical IPAs, I feel like came out in the last few years. Putting fruit in beer, I know used to be a thing that people were, they would just poo-poo it all the time. So how do you fruit a beer without making it a real sweet or a sour?
The traditionalist will do it all with hops. Now there's a lot of experimental hops that are coming out. Like Azaka has got a big mango quality. I dry hop my IPA today. I should have got the little containers because they talk about it, but Mosaic, Citra, Azaka, it's this whole new hop characteristic. I've added some bitter orange peel and some sweet orange peel to help sort of juice up the citrus a little bit. And the guy at my homebrew shop basically cussed me out. Told me that is not
sacrilege
IPA, and I was like, it's craft beer.
I'm being crafty.
Yeah. The last time I ditched all the fruit and just tried to do it all with hops, and it was the most well balanced. I mean, hops are the spice of the beer, and there's nothing wrong with putting fruit in beer, but I think when you do that, you want to contrast. When you add the pineapple IPA, or you add, it's not I want to complement some orange citrusy hops with orange peel. Like you get convoluted in there. But with this, I think the big thing that I notice is a true hop characteristic all the way through. And that's the big challenge of an IPA is the dry hop matching the aroma hop, matching the bittering hop. It all has to work together, or else you just get this out of whack jumbled of 7% sugar water, or used to be sugar.
Well, so it's kind of like wine, because like wine will taste like blueberries or cherries, but it's just the grape that makes it taste that way. kind of like the hops, because I feel like beer has kind of gone the way of like wine. Wine used to be like, oh, you need this refined palate, and people thought beer was like, you know, it was something you pick up a 12-pack after work, but now it's become the craft scene. It's become all these complex flavors and people experimenting with that.
Well, I think what's really cool about this beer is, you know, tropical IPA now has kind of become that easy drinking IPA. You know, we call it session, you know, when it gets into a certain ABV. But what's really cool about beers like this is, you know, I think what you can kind of say is they don't punch you in the mouth like a lot of IPA
Yeah.
over the last couple of years. They've started to tone it down a little bit. They still got that bitterness on it, but without it punching you really in the mouth. It's just a nice smooth flavor, which is what you get from these hops that are going into these beers now and smoothing them out, and what we're calling tropical, and adding
Exactly.
fruit profile, that mango, you know, that grapefruit, that kind of flavor profile. So that's what
you get that fruit flavor profile that kind of smooths it out with that, you know, higher ABV.
I can't wait until we can all go out again and go to a show at Avondale and get to have one of these bad boys out in their backyard.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But I think, you know, with this recipe in particular, I think food pairings. You know, there's a lot of IPAs that you have once and they're palate wreckers and they're really good, but you don't want to have them again.
Sure.
And you definitely don't want to mess up any kind of food with that overbearing. This sort of like Bobby was saying, it leaves you sort of desiring just another sip, which can be dangerous with 6.8%, but it, you know, it doesn't overpower you with any of the flavors. They're all just well balanced, and you're like, I'm gonna try that again, and I'm gonna try that again, and all of a sudden I'm opening up my second AOK and what is a 15-minute video. So AOK.
No, but you know, like you said, you know, with food pairings, you know, with this kind of being the tropical IPA and just bringing that whole Avondale area together. I mean, what a great beer to sit down at Fancy's on Fifth right there and, you know, grab a dozen oysters and knock back a couple AOKs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, that's part of this rebranding. I mean, one of the things we want to highlight, you know, they've gone through this whole rebranding where they've got, you know, it's nice and clean, what they would call fun. Avondale is the beer you want to drink when you're having fun. And that's just the whole Avondale mentality. Back when I moved to Birmingham in 2003, Avondale wasn't the cool place to live. And then in the last 2 years, I moved over here and don't regret it at all.
Now it's cool. Now
it's all here.
Now that he
because
specifically
Chris
is
moved
there.
It was a little shaky, kind of on the edge, and I
put it over. I mean,
well, you know, you talked about the venue a little bit, and one thing that good breweries do is they sort of protrude this personality out into their branding. And you know, there's a phrase that says, "Music tames the savage beast," and it just like you ever have those moments where you put on the right song or you roll your windows down. Oftentimes, leaving work, I will have to do this on the interstate and just blare the right music. And everything's all right. Like everything is A-OK. And I think about those days on the lawn out there at Avondale when, you know what, it was a long week and you get out there on a Friday afternoon and they got a good band up on the stage and it is just like, boom, everything's gone. Everything's A-OK. I got a beer in hand. I'm amongst good friends and there's good music playing. Like life is good, you know?
All right. So, I agree. Yeah. Moving along, we got this super cool, awesome, clean can right here, the brunch shandy. It's so weird in Zoom because it's backwards to me. All y'all's are right. Mine's backwards.
It's right. Yours is right. You're good.
So what end am I holding up?
So it's weird. Y'all's are right. Mine's backwards.
No, it's right to us. It's just backwards to you.
Yeah.
Like we're on the other side of a mirror.
Yeah, it's
totally
right.
should be our name is Brunch Punch. We are like the label on this can, like a freaking Brunch Punch shandy. What is
Brunch Punch?
Tell me about a shandy.
Shandies are super cool. So shandies basically, the way that beer came about was they were mixing beer with juice, literally. It was 50-50 beer and lemonade. This is a tangerine shandy. So it's going to feature that tangerine flavor. You're going to get more of a profile more than a lemon. There's a couple of brands out there that you'll see that feature the lemon, kind of that true shandy style. What I kind of love what Avondale's done with this beer is played on the tangerine flavor. And honestly, it's kind of awesome because when you throw this bad boy into a drink like a cocktail, that tangerine flavor is going to play on that. So, which I think is why they went with the whole brunch punch theme, to kind of play towards that brunch cocktail menu. Just something light and easy, like that you want to drink in the morning, right? On a Sunday morning or on a Saturday morning. Just a nice, easy drinking beer. It's a low ABV, 3.8%. So super crushable. I actually think you could probably have one of these where you went to work. You probably wouldn't be able to tell, right?
Where are you going?
Just kidding.
Shut it down.
Don't do that.
We don't promote morning drinking. We don't promote, well.
Shower beers. If you're having a shower beer, I hope you're showering in the morning. If you're showering in the morning,
brunch perfect beer.
Great shower beer.
Yeah. So,
no, but anyway, but for real though, this is just an unbelievable, just super smooth, easy drinking, great flavor. Just a great shandy. I mean, that's what it is. And what do you guys think about it? What are your?
I just think the story behind a shandy in general is really cool. I don't know if many people are familiar with the story of a shandy. So I believe his name was Franz Kugler. He was a Bavarian, bar owner, pub owner. And his beer supply started running low. He was hosting, I don't think he was hosting it per se, but there was a bicycle race that was going through his town. And they came through to this pub after the race ended, and his beer supply was running low. So he started cutting his beer with lemonade and, serving it to, these cyclists per se. And that's when the shandy was born.
Still selling full price though, right? I mean, charging.
Yeah. Right.
Increase that profit margin.
Yeah, that profit margin was through the roof. He didn't let anybody know. So.
Yeah, but what's so cool? You don't see a whole lot of craft shandies out there. I mean, there's not a whole lot of craft breweries doing shandies, really. I mean, that I know of. I mean, I don't see them a lot out there in the market.
No, I think
there's not too many.
And it's dangerous. I mean, any kind of sugar that you introduce to most craft breweries are unfiltered or unpasteurized, so they're all still active cultures. And you put a sugary beverage in there, and you run the risk of re-fermentation. So there's a little bit of science to it, that's why I love Avondale. Like they're this party place, but man, they're a bunch of mad scientists. I mean, they are really good brewers, and they do things that with the label, you think it's just fun, but really, I mean, they got some like Dr. Doolittle's in the back trying to figure this stuff out.
Importantly. Well, I saw Avondale. I love their social media because they are the fun party place. They're always doing cool, interesting things, and they posted some cocktail recipes.
Ooh.
I think it was last weekend, and I got this bottle of tequila the size of my head from Costco. And thought, what better way to break it in than to make a tequila sunrise with a brunch punch? And dangerous is the word for it. It was so good. And I didn't think, I poured like half the can, and I was like, well, that's pretty good. I was tentative, and then I poured the whole can, and oh my gosh, I highly recommend it.
Can you just drink half the can and then pour the tequila into the can?
Ooh, that's half a can of tequila. Is that where we're going? And I see a good sales opportunity to take over brunches with Brunch Punch.
Oh,
but don't y'all just see like this poured in a pitcher with fruit and like this whole sangria type?
Yes. Like a whole pitcher of, anyways.
It could almost
tequila
be like a brunch punch. Some sort of like brunch punch sangria deal. I don't know.
I mean, I like that. If you're not a champagne drinker, this is your mimosa replacement right here.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
And this is your beer drinker mimosa right here. It's already made.
You know what's super cool though is like you can throw this into orange juice or even a mimosa just to add a little bit more of that carbonation if you like a heavy carb drink. It's just, I don't know, you can do all kind of things with this. It's super pliable. It's a great, man, I tell you what, it's super crushable. It's really good.
Also, for anyone watching who has known Avondale over the years, you'll know, I mean, this new branding they've been doing is beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks great out there, and it really complements the craft, like party forward thinking atmosphere that you get when you go to Avondale. I feel like that's really reflected in their new branding. And then they kept Miss Fancy, which I know Chris has a personal connection with Miss Fancy. And if you're not from Alabama and you haven't heard of Miss Fancy, her story, I mean, there's pictures up in the Avondale Brewery.
It's definitely worth a Google.
Yeah, for sure. Man, it's super cool because she was kind of like the rock star back in the day when they had the zoo here, and she kind of just wandered around with the owners throughout the neighborhoods, and the kids got to play.
An elephant.
Yeah,
We
it's
haven't
an
said
elephant.
that
Yeah,
yet.
Miss Fancy, sorry, it's an elephant. Here at my house that we moved into 2 years ago, the owners here were good friends with the owners of Miss Fancy, so she used to come over here all the time. We'll throw some pictures up that we have hanging up in the house of her actually laying in the front yard. Which is kind of cool, you know, just
So
the kids
cool.
sitting on top of her, the folks who lived in the house, the Griswolds. But yeah, man, how cool is that? Just to have kind of an Avondale pet, you know, from the zoo walking around. Every guy gets to hang on.
I mean, who wouldn't want to party with an elephant
there
wearing
you go. Who
sunglasses?
wouldn't want to?
Especially, wearing
Obviously she wears
sunglasses.
sunglasses.
I wear my sunglasses at night. I mean,
Or during the day. Who
So-
makes elephant-sized sunglasses? That's
yeah, well,
beautiful.
that's
Beautiful
the
thing.
real question. Where can you find those?
Well, times were a little different back then, and definitely they were. The stories are of them perusing around with bottles of whiskey, and everybody would know when Miss Fancy and the owner were coming around. I mean, they were having a good time. But Avondale was actually a brothel. The brewery itself, where it is, and there was a very famous maid upstairs named Meredith, and so the zoo and the brothel and the whole area was sort of this entertainment district. Obviously times are different.
The zoo and the brothel entertainment district.
If the elephant was parked outside, it was a dead giveaway. Can you see your wife like, I saw your elephant parked outside of that brothel?
Oh man,
I couldn't drive. I had to ride Miss Fancy home.
Yeah,
Oh,
that building's been a lot of cool things. Like a saloon, a brothel, a hotel, or some kind of stay over the night kind of place.
We call that a hotel. Yeah, that's a hotel.
Or a bed and breakfast, maybe.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Friends with benefits.
They do or don't have TVs.
Well, you can still find it. These guys do a great job of hustling, and I know our team does too, of getting it out on the shelves.
Mm-hmm.
Your grocery stores, anywhere that sells good food and good beer is going to have this product. Absolutely. Check it out, pick it up. You won't be disappointed. 2 great beers for 2 different occasions. So I'm going to put everyone on the spot. All right. You're on, wait, where is it? It's on the AOK. So you're on this island right here. You get one of these 2 beers for the rest of your life. Where are you going and why? Chris, you start.
Ooh, one of these beers anywhere in the world?
No, you're on an island. You're Tom Hanks with Wilson. You, Wilson, and a beer.
One of these beers? I'm confused. What are you asking me? What island I'm going to?
Tell his bartender to cut him off.
No, you are stuck on an island, and you have 2 beers, and it is brunch punch and AOK. Which one are you choosing?
Oh,
that's the only beer you get forever.
I'm gonna go with AOK, man. That's one of the AOK is one of the best beers I've had in a while. It seems to be the one that right now in my fridge. It's the one that I tend to grab currently. I'm a beer guy. Obviously, we sell beer and we distribute beer throughout the state, and we kind of go through waves. But this stuff's new, and for whatever it is, I mean, I've got brunch punch in my fridge, obviously. But AOK just is where I'm at. I would drink that for a long time right now. I'm happy with it. The flavor is unbelievable. For a higher ABV, it drinks super smooth. And if I'm laying out on the beach talking to a volleyball with sticks in his head, I'd be perfectly fine giving him an AOK.
Whoa. Bobby, where are you going?
Oh, man. Let me see here. If I'm going with something all day and I'm sitting on the beach and I'm talking to Wilson, I'm probably, if I'm in that mind capacity, if I'm talking to a volleyball, I've been drinking all day, so I'm probably going to go brunch punch.
I hear you.
So that's something I can start in the morning when I'm taking whatever kind of shower beer I can have, whatever kind of shower I'm taking, whatever kind of brunch I'm eating in the morning, and I can just kind of roll with it all day long.
Keep it going.
So I'm
what
going.
Kind of island is Porter taking showers on?
It's an exclusive island.
Okay,
so.
There's a waterfall, possibly.
Yeah. You're on your
yeah.
island with AOK. It's Hobby's island.
So, but yeah, I probably got to go brunch punch on that one.
There might not be enough discipline to take this guy and still function throughout the night to catch my food and not roll
right.
Fire, but look where your mind is strategic. Julie, where
you
get
eaten.
I'm right there with you.
I would definitely go. I love these both, but yeah, I'm practical. And when you're stranded on a desert island, you don't want scurvy and there being tangerine juice in here. Also, the low ABV. I mean, that's a thing for me too, because if I'm picking a beer I want to drink all day, I drink fast. So the lower ABV is good for me, so I don't get a headache and I don't get dehydrated. But then also the vitamin C.
Oh yeah, way to think like a mom. Vitamin C. Well,
I am a mom. I'm not like a mom.
And we love our moms.
I didn't say it was the only beverage you would have. Like, you would have other options. You don't have to drink beer all day. But I hear you. I guess I'll even it out.
I feel like this is a personality test too.
It's sure. All good points. I think it's all good. Fortunately, we don't have to choose. Our retailers are awesome, and most of them carry both, along with Spring Street, along with Mosey. Mosey Lager, which has been a lot of fun.
You can check the AlaBev brand finder on alabev.com, and you can look up either of these beers, any Avondale beer, put in your zip code, and it'll tell you where you can find it, which is pretty awesome.
Powerful. Yeah, that's very awesome.
That's how all three of these.
One more time, that was alabev.com and the brand finder?
Yes, the brand finder. It's on our homepage. There's a hot link that says brand finder. We like to make it easy for you. But if you can't find it, call our office and we will help you.
You'll get to talk to Julie.
You'll get to talk to me.
That's true. Awesome. So 2 for 2, 2 out of 2. Two folks going with AOK and 2 folks going with Brunch Punch. I dig it. I like it. 2 great beers. Definitely a great brewery. We love these guys. It's good to know the people. We distribute a lot of beers. We don't always know the people who own the breweries that we distribute, but we would probably all definitely consider these guys and girls that work for this brewery good friends of ours. So
no, absolutely.
Keep it up, Avondale. Thanks for the support in the market, and I hope you enjoy. You won't be disappointed either way you go.
No, thanks guys. And why I'm on my quarantine island, I'm taking both with me. So cheers.
There you go.
Yeah. Why choose when you can have both?
Right.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Avondale. We love you guys. You rock. Stay fan.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thank
Cheers.
you.